It's time for my first weekly reset for the month of February. So I am going to be setting my weekly action steps, and I am going to be setting up my horizontal projects planner and my vertical catch-all planner, but I'm going to be setting them up just a little bit differently. Hey guys, I'm Tracy and I want to welcome you back to my channel. I want to thank all of you so much for stopping by. And yes, today's video is going to be jammed packed, so I'm not going to give too much of an intro. As I said earlier, this is going to be a video that is going to be twofold. So the very first part of the video, I'm going to be setting my weekly action steps in my MakseLife goal planner, which I'm also using for project planning. I will be pulling from my February goals, and I'm going to also be including just some random weekly to-dos that I like to capture on here as well, because those to me kind of help determine what I can and can't do as far as goals go. So we'll get through that. It should not take very long. And then after I do that, then we will come in and I will be setting up this horizontal layout for the week. This is my project planner. Right now it is strictly crafting projects, planning and stuff like that, social media. I am going to be using this completely differently. As far as this, how this is laid out, I think I'm going to do things a little different. Not quite sure how that's going to be yet, so we will chat about that when we get to this. And then we will hop into my vertical, which is an hourly vertical, but I'm not going to use the hours this week. The setup isn't going to change too much here, just a little bit. But like I said, I'm not using the hours, which was something that I did do for the majority of January. When we get to the setup for the actual weeks, I will go through all of the stickers and supplies that I'm using at that point. I will also have timestamps in this video, so if you do want to skip around, then you can do so, but I hope you will choose to stay around and watch the whole thing. All right, so let's get to the action steps. So when it comes to personal, which when I think of personal, I'm thinking of the foundation. This is what needs to happen in order to do all of the things. And by the way, my word of the year is fortify, which is to basically build a strong foundation. So while I'm working on becoming a better me, because of that word of the year, I am also looking long term. So I realize that change may not happen necessarily this year, but I am working toward that change. So that is kind of the reason why I chose that for my word of the year. And I feel like my goals kind of go in that direction as well. So for personal, the main focus is going to be routines. I have some things in here like continue with regular planning and prioritizing my daily memory keeper, just because it's something that I fell off on. But when it comes to routines, the AM routine and the evening routine, and then I really want it to start simple. What I'm going to focus on this week is I'm actually going to focus on the evening routine, because my morning routine, in all honesty, isn't elaborate. It's not that much there. I just want to stretch and do things like that, but me adding them here isn't going to make it happen. It's more of a motivation thing. But when it comes to evening, I really need to start from scratch and figure out what I can get done in the evening. So as I mentioned when I was doing my annual goals, I definitely want to keep things simplistic. So I'm going to set things that I have to do, and then I'm going to add something extra this month. And then maybe next week I can add, not this month, this week. And then next week I can add something else to that list, potentially even taking something away. So with that said, start of my evening routine is going to be my workout. As much as I want to do a midday workout, it's just not happening. It's just not happening. So we want to start with the workout. Then that's probably going to lead me to dinner. Let's face it. So then dinner. Then after dinner, I want to journal. I'm not going to be specific about what journal that is, because right now I just want to journal in a journal. Okay. Like, I really want to do my Hemlock and Oak daily. But I also have like an affirmations journal and things like that. So right now, that is what I want to do. And then after that, I want to stretch. And we're going to say decompress. Now this is two things, because I guess journal and that are the two new things. And when I do this, I'm going to put on here meditate. I've realized that my stress levels are kind of through the roof. And honestly, things have been somewhat stressful. My anxiety's been a little high, but some of it, I don't know what's causing it either. Sometimes I do, but sometimes I don't. So I want to try to meditate to try to clear my mind and hopefully bring that down. So that's it when it comes to this. Like I said, there are other things that are on my monthly thing, my monthly goals, my monthly goals. But when it comes to planning and things like that, I don't need to put that on here. So fun and rec. So when we go back to my goals, the one I want to focus on is obviously I need to go ahead and look at scheduling an outing. That's what my focus is going to be this week. I don't know why I said outing, like I was enunciating every single letter. So I want to schedule, okay. And then that is going to be, I want to schedule something that's pretty simple, like a dinner or something. So I'm going to put dinner with friends. And I also need to schedule spring outing because, you know, need to look ahead. People need to get stuff on their schedule. The other thing is the following week, so like the week after this one, is going to be my dad's birthday. Okay. Because I will have to get done on the weekend. This weekend is when I'm going to have to think about it. It's just, it's weird. Sometimes I almost wish the week ran Saturday to Friday. I don't know why. I feel like when Saturday and Sunday gets here, I'm already kind of in new week mode. So I don't know. Work and learning. Basically this week I need to film 3 videos for YouTube. I also want to film a minimum of 1 short form video. And I need IG photos for all spreads. I have been so bad about Instagram photos. It's not even funny. So family and relationships, I just need to make contact with a certain friend or two, and then I'll fill that in later. For health and wellness, I do want to work out 6 times this week. Did not do this last week. I hit a roadblock. The week before, I did 6 times. This week, I had 2 days off in a row, worked out not as hard one day, and then took another day off. So yeah, it wasn't as good. It was still 4 days though. But I do want to work out 6 times. I want to meal prep. And I need to also log my wellness metrics, new medication. I just put that on there because I'm starting a new dosage of one of my prescriptions. So I just need to make sure that I'm on point when it comes to my health metrics. And with that said, no, that's this weekend. I already say I also need to do my body measurements and my photos, but that's this weekend because I like to do that at the beginning of every month. So for personal growth, we are going to say a journal, multi times a week. Oh, I already say per month. Woo! That makes things a lot easier, but multiple times per week. And that's going to be my Hemlock and Oak. I don't consider that a journal just because I'm capturing what I've done that every day and not necessarily journaling about my thoughts and feelings. But I've been so bad about it that I'm going to put that here. I really do want to get into my affirmations journal. I might change that one up. Maybe I started to get bored with journaling about affirmations, so I might need to change that up. All right, that's all we're going to talk about there. Financial, I need to do my February budgets. This weekend, I hope to go ahead and finish out all of my spending for the month of January, which was very, very minimal, very minimal. And then I also need to do my taxes. So for taxes, I need to print W-2s. I might file. We'll put file ? And then for my physical environment, we are going to put closet declutter. Still something that I haven't worked on. That's it, y'all. That's it. That is what I want to get done this week. So as far as like goals go, like this was not part of the goals. I mean, I do want to spend time with my parents as part of my goals, but that really isn't part of the goals. Taxes is just something I need to get done. So you can kind of see how that goes. So there we go. That's my weekly action steps. You can see it's not like that elaborate, but I just kind of wanted to show you how I did them just in case you were intimidated by doing weekly action steps. And you can see they can be simplistic. Just think of them as to-dos, which is all I do. So some of them probably, like I said, I'm kind of making them goal related, but they really might not be. So we're going to start with the simple ones first, which is going to be this guy. We're going to save this because I got to brainstorm how I'm going to set this up. So for this, I am going to use, I got this transparent tape, which is PET tape from Core Korea Crafts. I do have a discount code for them. And I like using transparent stickers in this particular planner just because it's a bound book. I just prefer to use thinner stickers in here. I also need to do this, but I will do that this weekend. I'm filming this on Saturday, guys. I'm filming this a little bit early. I usually do my resets on Sunday, but it's kind of really, really cold this weekend and I want to get ahead of the game. And this was how I was getting ahead of the game. I am not going to be going to the grocery store, so I cannot get out of my driveway. So yeah. All right. So these are so pretty. Oh, they keep going. Where did they stop? Hold up. Where did they stop? Here. All right, so that's a pretty big loop. That's a lot of stickers for me to use in this spread. All right, so this is not going to be much different than what I did last month. Let's flip to one of the ones that I did last month so I can kind of show you. So what I did was I time blocked here. The one thing I did not do is pull out my stamps. I might have to do that really quick. Is I time blocked here and then I wrote my work to do. So when I time blocked, I'm sorry, that made no sense. I time blocked my work day. So this was when I was in, this is my work day. And then I just wrote my to-dos within that day. And then I put little icons for my morning routine and then icons for things I needed to do that evening. So my evening routine, journaling, which I didn't do, filming, and then I just had place for some daily to-dos, which I always did not fill out. And then here were my weekly to-dos. So you can see I've been kind of using this fairly well. I have not come into here and I did not do a good job yesterday. I need to fill this in so I don't forget what I did yesterday for work. So, and this is where I need to fill in for my review. All right, so now that that's out the way, I'm going to kind of keep a very similar layout, but I'm going to, what I did last week as I was kind of playing around with this, I did not film it, is I'm going to do a little box up here, which is going to be my morning, what I want to get done before I start work. Then I'm still going to have a fairly large area that is going to be reserved for work. The only difference is I'm not going to actually put like when I start my work day. So it's going to be shifted down a little bit to allow me more room for my morning. And then I'm just going to have a big box down here for the evening and night. And then I'll still have some area down here for to-dos. So it's not much different. It's just I want to include a lot more things. I want to treat this almost as a running list, but I am trying to divide it up. So almost, it's just kind of funny that I'm saying this, but almost think in terms of like the Happy Planner vertical or like the verticals that are divided into sections. I'm just kind of dividing this into a section. Right now, like my Monday through Friday sections are probably going to be about the same size. And then when I get to Saturday and Sunday, there aren't going to be sections. It's just going to be a running list. I will still use this as a to-do list as well. So that's the gist of how I'm setting things up. I had been kind of putting like any types of appointments, or if I'm part of a PR team and there's a release, like doctor's appointments, release information, something that I really need to pay attention to, I put there. I haven't really had that much to put there. So I'm almost like, do I change things up? I don't know. I do need to get some ink. All right, so I did not find like an AM and PM type routine type thing, but we're just gonna go with what I always go with. So I'm gonna go ahead and I think I'm gonna decorate first. because that's what I want to do. You guys, I am so excited and impressed with these stickers because I have to cover that calendar every single week because this is a 2025 planner and the calendar is wrong. So every week I have to cover it. And usually if I use clear stickers, I will go into my stash and pull out a paper sticker to cover that, or I will put the clear sticker on some of my matte white sticker paper so that way you can't see the calendar behind it. But this sticker covered it. Even though it's transparent, it still covered it. You could not see any indication that there wasn't a calendar behind the sticker. I was so happy. Okay, let's talk now about my sticker placement and stop talking about covering the calendar. All right, so as you can tell, I'm putting quite a bit of stickers already on the page, and I will put a lot more on the page because I like these stickers and I like to decorate my planner. And you also saw at the beginning when I was chatting about how I use this planner that this is a really functional planner for me, and I do put a lot of stuff in here. So I have been using this now. This is going to be the 6th week that I have been in this planner. So I have a good idea of how much space I need to write. With that said, it is entirely possible that I misjudge how much space I need. And that might be because on Wednesday, I find out that Thursday is now going to be hectic and I need to add 5 more to-dos to my list. And I just don't have enough space now that there's stickers there. If that is the case, I will deal with it at that time. I will write it in another slot because more times than not, my Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday won't be completely full. So I can just write everything there just so it's there and it's recorded. So yeah, that pretty much is my solution for that. Now, when it comes to the weekends, I have always decorated my weekends a little bit heavier just because I don't have any work to-dos to add. So pretty much I only need half the space that I need for Monday through Friday. With that said, I do have a decent amount of to-dos to do on the weekend because I need to do a lot of my home cleaning and chores and some creative projects and things like that. So I do need a decent amount of space, but I don't need all the space that I have for my weekdays. Plus, I just pretty much just do one running list. And what I put on Saturday is honestly what can happen on Saturday or Sunday. So what I usually do would just write an ongoing list for Saturday and Sunday. And I just know that they could be for either day. That is why I do choose to use a lot of my bigger stickers for that space. Now, what I have, decided to do this week was raise the stickers up a little bit. Not put them all the way at the bottom, put them kind of closer to where those hours end. Give a little bit of a division in some of the columns, and then put the to-do list below that. Now, not for all of the columns, but just for some of it, I think it kind of helps break it up a little bit, make it a little unique. I can have some of the to-do list above the stickers, some of the to-do list below the stickers. Why not? As long as I have room to write a few things to do each day, that is all I need. So that was kind of my thought process for sticker placement. Also, I do like to put stickers more toward the center. So you will see I put a sticker at the top of the center between the 2 pages, a sticker at the bottom, and you will see me add a few stickers kind of in the middle. That's just because there is a larger gap between Wednesday and Thursday just because of the center. I do take an X-Acto knife and slice the stickers just so that way the pages and stuff fold a little bit better, and it helps the stickers stick sometimes. So you will see me do that, and that's the reason why I place them in the center. So right now I'm adding my dot markers. Once I started adding the dots, not adding the dot markers, using my dot markers to make these dots for my work to-dos, and then my to-do task list is in that sidebar. As I start adding the dots, this is where you'll see me move some of the stickers because I was like, I can't have any stickers near my work to-dos just because they do fill the entire width of the column a lot of times. Just like I know my tasks are going to be pretty repetitive when it comes to work, so I already know what they are. So I know how much space I need. So that is the reason why I did move those stickers either up to the top where I will be having boxes for my morning to-dos, or toward the bottom where I will have for my evening to-dos. I really don't have nighttime to-dos. I don't record those in this planner. So that's the reason why I did that. Just so that way you guys know, because my morning to-dos and my evening to-dos, they are going to be very much routine type focus, unless I have, you know, I'm going to meet friends for dinner. I have a evening massage. Those will take up a little bit more. I'll probably end up using a mild liner to highlight that, to make that stand out. But the other things are going to be like the things that I put in my weekly action steps. So like stretching, workouts, stuff like that, more for accountability purposes as well. Now I'm going to quickly talk about the to-do list that I created in that sidebar. I did use stickers to break apart the to-do list, and that was intentional. So I have one running to-do list that is fairly long, and then I have a sticker that breaks up 3 little dots for another to-do list. That is where I'm going to put my YouTube videos that I want to film. I might film more than 3, but these are the ones that I really need to film that week. It's like the other ones, anything additional is what it is. It's bonus videos. But those are the 3 that I need to do. And then I really didn't need any more dots there. So I figured let's just add a couple more dots at the very bottom, because I had the space just in case I needed to add another few to-dos. The other thing that you're going to see me do is add some stamps, and that's going to be again to mark the to-do section that I'm going to put my YouTube videos in. And then one of the to-dos that I did the mild liners to highlight at the bottom of each of the days is going to be for my Instagram post, because again, that was something that was part of my weekly action steps. And I just kind of want to go ahead and plan ahead what Instagram photo I want to post on what day. That way, hopefully, I can be better at taking those pictures. But that's the gist of it all. You will see that I did use stickers this week for the dates. Sometimes I handwrite them. This week I had to use stickers just because I put a lot of stickers at the top, so I wasn't able to handwrite them. So I just decided to use these larger date stickers so that way I can put it on top of the stickers that were already there. All right, here we go. I got a little carried away decorating here. I was having a lot of fun. I was really having a lot of fun with this. I really like how this turned out. And yeah, that's pretty much going to be it for this particular spread. Now we are going to get to brainstorming and decorating to figure out how to do my horizontal. All right, y'all. Now let's talk about the MakseLife Horizontal. So I love what I'm using this planner for, which is my project planning. However, I think this layout is not perfect for that. So I did a plan with me video a few weeks ago where I shared with you what I use this planner for and how I was using it. I think I'm going to try to switch things up about how I'm using it. And the reason why is because I want to capture the planners that I need to set up, the creative projects that I want to do in the upcoming week, any type of projects I need to do for any of the PR teams I'm on, things like that. I want to brainstorm the, I guess, not even just the layouts. In some case, it might be a layout, but like the stickers, maybe I want to use or feature in that spread or things like that. Maybe which ones I want to film for content. That's kind of what I did here. The problem that I'm running into is I put things on certain dates because I'm like, that would be a good day to do it. But I'm a mood planner and a mood creator, which means I need to be in the mood to work on a project for me to actually have fun with it. I don't want it to feel like work, so I want to do it when I want to do it type thing. So this is not conducive for that because the problem is when I have it on a certain day, it makes it kind of hard. So let's say I don't do this on Wednesday, but then I'm coming in here and I'm like, okay, what did I do? And I'm having to like search around to figure out what my ideas were. Okay, my catch-all planner, where did I put my catch-all at? You know, kind of things like that. I'm like, oh, here it is. This is what I wanted to use for that. So with that in mind, what I'm thinking about doing is making these categories. So instead of days of the week, turning these into categories. Then I was like, do I need some days of the week stuff? Potentially. which I do put into my catch-all planner. But I would like to kind of map it out here first, because my catch-all planner, what I've been tending to do and what I've actually enjoyed doing and is doing that on the morning of, kind of like how I used to do my daily, come in the morning and then write in all of my task lists for the day. So I can like pre-plan. There's that word again that I don't like because it's really just planning. But I can pre-plan what I want to do creatively here. And then when the morning comes, I can check this and be like, oh yeah, I kind of do want to do that day, and then move it over. So maybe we'll do that. So maybe I'll date here and then do that there. Let's try it. Let's try it. Let's try it. Let's try it. Now let's talk about stickers, because that's very important, right? So I have some printables here from Planet Darby. I also have a discount code and affiliate link for Planet Darby. I'll pop it up on the screen and have it down in the description box. I did this as a printable. I made this bigger. This is the size of the sticker sheets. Actually, it's a little bit smaller than the size of the sticker sheets. You can get them in tangibles or printables. I thought these two work really well together. I'm assuming that was the intent because the colors are pretty much the same. So yeah, I'm going to pair these two together. And I think these are going to do a very good job of covering up the dates. I am going to have to bring in boxes. I have a few boxes here, but I don't have enough because I've used them somewhat. So I have 3. So maybe I can bring in some skinny black boxes. I can use these. These are pretty close to that. There we go, 7. All right, there we go. So I'm going to decorate first, and then we're going to come back and I'm actually going to talk through how to do this in real time, which means the video might be longer, but hopefully you guys will find this helpful. So being I'm using this planner a little bit differently this week, or using the layout a little bit differently this week, I changed up how I decorate it. I decided to put all of the stickers along the left-hand side of both pages to hide the days of the week because I needed to cover them anyway. And I figured this was a good way to add a decorative element plus cover it. Hello, 2 birds, 1 stone, right? The way I did this left-hand page was I used the bloom stickers, which, as I said, I made this a full-page sticker sheet. So the blooms are larger than they would be on the 5x7 sheet if you were to purchase them and have them mailed to you. But again, the advantage with the printable stickers, you can make it as big as you want. And then what I did is I used some of the stickers from that So Much Love sticker sheet. I used the hearts to kind of fill in the space in between the florals or the blooms. And then on this right page, I did the opposite. I used the hearts as kind of the main sticker to cover the dates. And then I used the smaller singular florals to fill in the gaps between them. I kind of like how that looked. I didn't want them to look exactly the same, and I think it looks really cool, and it definitely covered up all of the dates that I needed. And then right now, I don't think I'm going to need that very bottom section, so I decided to make that completely decorative. It's fairly small anyway because it's broken up between that and the habit tracker, so I just decided to put this large sticker there to just make it look cute because I haven't really been using it anyway. If I need to use it this week, then lesson learned, right? All right, there we go. So we've done all that. Now what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to come into here. Here they are. So actually, let's think about this. So I could do like crafty journaling here. I don't like how big that is. I don't like how these are cut. I think this is a happy planner sticker sheet. That's just not cut very well. So we'll just do like this. So I'll do my journaling there. Here, I think I'm gonna do planner setups. So I actually might have enough of these. Oh my gosh. I guess I'm gonna just put my Cricut on like the highest cut setting no matter what I'm using. Okay, we'll do that one there. That there. And then I can make this one miscellaneous. I could probably actually cut this down. Let's try that. Probably a little bit smaller. Crooked. Okay. There we go. Smaller box. Okay. Perfect. Not quite, but close. All right, so that's that. Now let's talk about this. I would like to divide it up. I just don't know that I'm gonna have enough space. I kind of want to do that. So I'm gonna come in here now. I'm gonna speed this part up, but I am gonna come in here, and for the rest of these, I'm gonna cut them. I hope I have enough, but I'm trying to make a division between these two. So I'm gonna cut each side like this. Again, it's all about making stickers work, guys. It's all about making stickers work. So one of the advantages of doing a voiceover is I can come back in and explain things that I failed to explain during my initial setup process. First, I do want to say that you will see me cut and recut those floral stickers because I do want to keep them fairly small. Looking back, they're still a little large, but I don't think they're going to take up too much space as far as what I need to write in that larger area on the page. Now let's talk about why I did not put those header boxes in each section, because I failed to really talk about that much. As I was thinking about it, I'm like, really the sections that I need is I need a section for my journaling spreads, a section for my planner spreads, a section for things that I need to create for like PR teams and things like that, and then a miscellaneous catch-all section. So I don't need 7 different sections. I really only need 4. So what I decided to do is I'm going to be combining 2 of those, I guess you can say, sections, or what used to be the daily sections, into one. So therefore the sections are going to be broken apart by those headers, and I am using the Pigma Micron size 1 brush pen to kind of go ahead and darken that line so you can see that kind of division a little bit better. I feel like that's going to work a little bit more because having those just smaller sections, I think might have been too small, especially because I'm going to be writing like, I'll write creative journal, and then I might have 4 things listed under it that I need to do for that creative journal. So I do need a little bit more space than just one box for each type of project, I guess we should say. So yeah, that is pretty much it. All right, guys, here we go. First of all, I really like how this looks. This is so pretty. I've obviously, because this is the first time I've used my horizontal planner like this, or I'll be attempting to use my horizontal planner like this, I have never decorated this planner like this. The horizontal, when I had a disc-bound horizontal, I decorated the spine, like where the discs were, a lot, and then I do my kind of alternating, like put a sticker here, sticker here, sticker here, sticker here. And the coil, that's kind of how I've been doing things. You can kind of see, just putting stickers, kind of trying to balance it out by putting stickers randomly throughout it. But this is the first time that I've put stickers here to cover the dates. And I really like this division that the stickers provide too. Even if I wasn't using this as I intend to use it, if I was going to use it as it was intended and do this whole thing for the second, I still kind of like this. But with that said, I am also really excited to use this functionally, mainly because I'm curious to see if it's going to work. This is all the space I'm going to need for day-to-day planning, because again, this is project planning. I can only do really 1 or 2 projects a day, especially if I'm filming a YouTube video or something of that nature. So this is more than enough space for that. and I'm going to be breaking down the actual projects within these boxes. So I think it's going to be enough room. Now that's the reason why I didn't put bullet points here, because I might have a project here and then have like 3 things listed under it. I just don't know how much space I would need for each project. But in the end, I think this is going to work, but we'll see. We'll see. Now I'm going to probably try the same exact layout for another week or 2 after this. Even if I feel like it's missing something, I'm going to still try it again. And then I may do some tweaks, maybe try something completely different. Like I said, it wasn't that the horizontal wasn't working. It was just for social media and projects planning and stuff like that. I feel like maybe something could work a little bit better. And that's me just trying to kind of make my own layout of sorts within this horizontal. So there we go, guys. Fun setup for me. I hope it was fun for you. I hope you enjoyed it. Maybe it gave you some ideas. Maybe it gave you some ideas of playing around with some of your planners to make layouts work best for you. If you have an old planner laying around and maybe you have an idea to use that planner for something else, maybe you can play around with the layout. Who knows? It might end up being a perfect fit now. So yeah, with that said, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please press that like button. And if you have yet to subscribe, I hope you would also consider hitting that subscribe button and checking out some of my other videos. All right, guys, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch this video, and I hope you have a good rest of your day, evening, or night. Until next time, bye.